Hopefully you're all here. You can see me and hear me okay. I'm going to put a resource in the chat that you can download, which is about building your company page. So if you're using Facebook and you've got a Facebook page and you want to grow it, and you want to grow it with an audience, a targeted audience, do go and check that link out and download it. We'll just wait a few minutes for everybody to join and then we'll crack on. But in the meantime, let me know you're here in the chat. That would be wonderful. And also in the chat, check out the link to a resource that will help you grow your Facebook page. It's a very simple way to grow your Facebook page. So go find that in the chat. And go download that, and we're going to start in 1 more minute, but please let me know if you're watching in the chat. That would be great. We'll start in a few more minutes. If you want to find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, you can come find me there. But I'm Dean Seddon, and tonight we are going to be doing a very fast-paced training session on how you're going to grow your business, grow your B2B selling through Facebook. This will work B2C as well. It's real simple, not complicated at all. Anybody can do it, no matter what business, and we're going to do it in 2 minutes time. So let me know in the chat where you're watching from, and we'll start in a couple of minutes time. Hopefully people have got access to that link. That's all good. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to start now. If you're watching on LinkedIn, there will be a little delay between the session. If you're watching anywhere else, just also let us know in the chat. Cool. So Facebook, you may think about Facebook and go, it's not really a B2B channel, and it was never designed to be a B2B channel. But Facebook realized that there's opportunities for commerce as another string to the platform's bow. So yes, on Facebook pages. Hi, Rowan. You're going to be up late, so I might put you to sleep, Rowan. You never know. Facebook decided it wanted a slice of the B2B market. So they created space on Facebook for B2B people, on individuals, to do business with individuals. Now you've got marketplace, and that's not what we're talking about. You've got your pages, and that's really not what we're talking about. What we're talking about at the moment is you using your Facebook personal profile and generating business from it. In the chat, I've put a link to a resource that will help you grow your Facebook page. Very, very low cost, very simple to do. Not the fastest way, but it is a way to grow your Facebook page. It's a cheap and affordable way to grow your Facebook page. So do check the link out in the chat. But what we're going to look at is how you use your Facebook profile to sell. Now, I will show you the full strategy, but before we go any further, you need to optimize your Facebook profile. So let me just zoom in a little bit. And it's always interesting doing Facebook demos, because when you do them, people start to message you as you're doing it. So apologies if this happens, but we'll try and hopefully get through the session without people pestering me on Facebook. So you use your Facebook profile. Now, some people might go, well, I don't want to use my personal profile. I'd rather make another one. So you can make another Dean Seddon. Well, don't make another Dean Seddon one, but you can make another profile that you can use just for business. But I'm going to show you a way where you can configure your profile so that you can split out personal and business. So first things first, if you're going to use your Facebook profile, you need to have it ready for customers to see. So header image, pleasant looking photo, use the blurb here. So CEO and founder of Maverick, which is our company. Tonight's session obviously is hosted by Oxlep, but we deliver this for Oxlep. I'm going to ask you to go check out Oxlep's other events later. So you optimize this section here, get your header image in, get your nice photo picture in. Make sure all this information on the side's up to date, include a link to your website. And then we're going to look at your friends list. So separate your profile. So to do this, all you need to do is go to the home page, and then on the side here, you've got the lists, and you click see more. And as you scroll down, you've got friend lists, and you can create friend lists. So I've got a business one, and it'll show me all the people who are in my business friends, all the people who are in my Maverick friends, all my family friends. And every time you add a connection or somebody accepts your connection, you can organize them into these lists. So I can go and find Vasco. So here's Vasco, and we're friends. And I can add Vasco into a list. Well, he's already in the Maverick one. So you can see Vasco's already in my Maverick list. If I go to Terry Heath, and I can organize Terry into Maverick one. Why not? Why is he in acquaintances? I've known him for years, but you see what I mean? I can organize the lists. And so when you organize the lists, so you organize your friends into a list. When you write a post on Facebook, you can choose which groups and who you want to add into the group. So I could go, only let my Maverick list see this post. And because this is only my Maverick connections, which are my team, I can just do a post that only the Maverick team will see. So nobody else, just the Maverick team. So it's a really smart way to organize your Facebook. And the reason you do this is so that you can remove or make sure that people in one group, your family, or people in your business group don't have to see things. So like if you've got family pictures and friend pictures and things like that, you can make sure your family just see them, and your business stuff, you can make sure just your business acquaintances see them. So it's important that you use this feature on further down here, friends lists, and organize your friends. Very important you do this before you go into the strategy we're going to learn tonight, because if you don't do this, you'll end up in a situation whereby your friends are all over everywhere. And so you might be boring your family with your business stuff, and you might be freaking out your potential customers and prospects by them seeing you pulling weird selfies with your children or something. So try to keep them separate. Just do it this way so that it just keeps focused and people see the right things from you. But it just take a little time just to organize it. You just create a list, and I could put this as the Oxlet list. So if any of you friend request me, I could add you into this list. And then there we go. And there's my Oxlet list, and I could just add people to it. So I could just add anybody I want to that list very easily. And that's the fundamentals of organizing your Facebook friends so that you can use your profile both for business, selling, and personal. So now we're going to look at, okay, well, I've done this and I can now post different things to different people. What should I be posting? So let's have a look at that. When you're posting, if you're using LinkedIn, I would say to begin with, the simplest thing you can do is use your Facebook like you would use LinkedIn, the way you would post. You'll adapt it as you go, but this is the simplest way. The difference is I go live more on my Facebook profile than I do on my personal, my LinkedIn profile. But effectively, a post, when you're posting on Facebook or LinkedIn, there's four key elements. The number one thing is structure. In other words, does your post read easy? Is it easy to read, both as in visually easy to read, and is it linguistically or language-wise, the way it's written, is it very simple to read? You want something that feels really relaxed and easy to read. So very straightforward language. It's not a big scholarly piece. It should be you should talk as if it's flowing from you as a conversation. Don't go into a very formal tone. It's you, you're a person, speak the way you would. So I often post like I'm talking now. So people get to know me, they get to know my personality through the way I write, as well as it feels relaxed and easy to read. So that's the structure. Make sure it's easy to read on a mobile phone. So don't put big, long, chunky paragraphs, short, sharp sentences. Make sure there's plenty of space so people can scan read it. And make sure the language that you're using, the readability of it, is very straightforward and conversational. The next thing you need is stopping power. So people will start to see your post in the feed. So you need to get people to see it. So you have to get people to stop scrolling. And so the visuals and the teaser text for your post, the teaser text is this bit here, as you can see here. The teaser text is really important because it gets people hooked. So think of this a little bit like Netflix. When you watch a series on Netflix, you have this period at the end of it, the season finale, where there is a cliffhanger. This here is your season 1 finale, and season 2 means they have to pay attention and know more. So what does know more mean? It means if it's a long text post, they click read more or see more. If it's a video, they watch it. The visual strikes people to get people to stop scrolling. Stopping power is about getting people to stop. And so the text and the visuals are teasers. So if you look at this, you look at the one at the bottom here, this video I did on my LinkedIn. This is the way this visual's been done. It's been done to arrest attention. The blue, the vibrancy of the blue, the yellow, and the title. So all to grab attention, so it gets engagement. I'll come back to that again. So structure, stopping power. Now comes the magic of staying power. Staying power. Does your post on Facebook get people to want to read more, watch more, or see more? So you're trying to get people to pay more attention and not just stop and move on. You want to draw them in. So you're trying to keep people on your post. On LinkedIn, it's for more than 3 seconds. On Facebook, it's about 7 or 8, but really you want people a lot longer than that. So it's about telling a story and explaining something in a way that keeps people interested. Then finally, you want to use engagement. You want engagement. So how do you get engagement? So just simply, if you're doing a post, asking more questions in the post, engaging people's emotions. If you ask questions in posts, you will get more comments. All social media platforms love, like, adore engagement. Engagement, likes and comments and shares, are the things that make a post more visible. Just like if you got 100 likes or comments, it could go viral, say. It's the same thing, albeit on a smaller scale. You're trying to get your friends and your connections and your contacts to engage with your post. One, because it's relevant to them. So there's a clue there. Is your post relevant to the people you're trying to sell to or try to do business with? So you're trying to make it more engaging, trying to make it more interesting for them. So it's really not about you. It's about your audience that you're building of business people or whoever they are. And we'll look at how to find those in a minute. So when we come to the content, I often talk about the content sandwich, the content sandwich. Now, the content sandwich is a very simple principle, and I haven't got a slide on this, so you need to note this down. So the content sandwich, and it is this. Generally speaking, promotional posts, so here's my business, look how wonderful it is. don't do very well, because as human beings, we can spot when somebody's trying to promote. We can spot it. We can see it a mile off. And so those posts generally don't do very well. Now, here's a problem. If you don't stay active on a social media platform, you vanish. The algorithm forgets you. So that's why sometimes you might not see somebody on your Facebook feed at all, and you go, I wonder where they've been, and then you go check out their profile. Sometimes the algorithms that play on social media make people invisible. And so what you do with the content sandwich is you put some more interesting stuff between your more promotional stuff. So it might be that you share a funny video or something interesting or something that's just generally people are interested in, your customers might be interested in, but it's not really about you. It's not really about your business so much. It's just something that you think would be valuable. So it might be a news article that you write a little write-up about and say, this is why I think this is important. So people ask some questions. Then you might do something more promotional about how you can help people do X, Y, or Z. And so we sandwich our promotional content around more general informational content that might be useful to customers. That's what you're trying to do. So the content sandwich is there to help you balance out with the algorithm so that you don't vanish. The secret, what you will find is, and you'll see this a lot on Facebook, is people ask lots of questions. Do you like red curtains or blue curtains? And you wonder, why does anybody care about the color of curtains? Well, they're asking people's opinions because they want the comments and they want the likes and they want the opinions. Why? So that the algorithm will make them more visible. So if you get more likes and comments, you get more visibility. And that visibility boost that you get kind of lasts for about 3 to 4 days. So for 3 to 4 days, you're highly visible by your friends if they've engaged with you. So the key is to use engagement content, sandwich content, to actually gain the engagement so people see your business posts more. That's the way it works. So it's the content sandwich. You put your promotional stuff around general, more interesting stuff. So I would use this video as maybe an engagement one because it's a how-to, but this one is more promotional, so this isn't. So that's what you're trying to do, move the content around. So you've optimized your profile. You now understand how to write content and put content out. What should you be writing content about? I'll come to finding all the people in a minute because that's the easy bit. So finding the people is the easy bit. You should be doing content. What I'd like you to do is actually, again, note this down. And if you want some worksheets on this, just drop me a line either on Facebook or LinkedIn, and I'll share the PDF worksheets with you. You need to list down all of the common problems that businesses have or your customers have that your product and service can help with. And then you need to use some of your content to talk about those problems so that you can help explain how you can get the answers, or you can help them get to the answers or fix the problem that they've got. So, you know, if you can make bright, brilliant, brand new fences, for an example, I know this is a random example, but let's say you can make amazing, beautiful fences. What's the problem? Rickety, dirty, grubby, old, rotten fences. Yeah. So you might talk about rickety, grubby, dirty, rotten fences a little bit. You might showcase some of your work, promotional. You might talk about having great barbecues this summer and all of that kind of stuff. There's lots of different things, but you're trying to keep it focused around the problem you can fix. Everybody still with me? Everybody still alive? I think they are on LinkedIn. Not sure about Facebook and YouTube, but that's what you're trying to do. So now when we come to how do I connect and build relationships with people? Well, Facebook is a very different platform than LinkedIn in that a lot of people on Facebook are there in their personal capacity. So you have to be even more careful. Rowan's alive on YouTube. You have to be even more careful in building relationships on Facebook, because a lot of people are there personally. So I'm going to walk you through a very simple process you can use. It's a social selling process we teach. If you want to copy the replay, by the way, just drop us a line afterwards. So it's a social selling principle that you can use. The principle of social selling is you never hard sell, you never cold pitch. You're not there to just sell. It's conversational and relational. It's more relaxed, and so the trust. We have the golden triangle of awareness. People need to know you exist. People need to have a relationship with you, albeit at a different level. You know, it's never going to be as close as a client relationship at the beginning. You build that relationship, the level of relationship. And importantly, they need to believe that your product or service can help them. And they have to believe that it will get them the result that they're hoping for. So they're the key elements: awareness, belief, and relationships. And then what we're trying to do is build relationships, get more friends, Facebook friends who are our target customers, have more conversations and interactions with them, and then they lead to discussions. Now, we've only got an hour tonight, so I can't go into all of this in detail. Maybe we'll do a bigger and longer session on this, on how you do the conversation and discussions. But suffice to say, it should be very natural. If it feels forced, you're probably doing it wrong. You just be yourself and be straightforward with people, but do the work to build the relationships, because that's what makes the difference. So how do you build relationships with complete strangers? So let's have a look. So we have what we call the 7 steps of social selling. Now, this is a model you can use on all the social channels in all different ways. The wording's slightly different. So it might be that you, on LinkedIn, it's connect, on Facebook, it's friends, on Instagram, it's follow, on Twitter, it's follow, but the principles are the same. The principles are exactly the same. If we'll look at a slightly different way of using this in a moment when we go to Facebook. But effectively what you're doing is you're liking and commenting to build that relationship and build that visibility and that interaction. You're then going to friend request them and thank you, short thank you, thanks for connecting, thanks for accepting my friend request, Dean. This is what I do. Hope you're having a great weekend or great afternoon. All the best, Dean. Really low key. And you're going to keep interacting with them in their posts so that the visibility of you and each other is there, but also so that they hopefully strike up a conversation with you in the comments on their own posts, so that then you end up building that rapport and level of relationship. It's not just going to be connect with them or send them a friend request and try and sell them. That's not how this thing works. That's not how human nature works. It's about relationships, people feeling that there's value in being a friend of yours on Facebook, and then showing them through your content, because when they're friends with you, they can see your content, keeping engaged with them so they keep seeing your content, keeping engaged with them so you keep seeing theirs, building that two-way relationship, putting your content out there so you're educating the customer of what you can do, and then going to a conversation. So some people ask me, this 7 steps, how long is that process? Well, in all honesty, I've seen people do that whole conversation in a day, but it honestly feels a bit forced. It feels a bit pushy. So you may decide to do this over a week or 2 weeks. The key is you don't leave it too long, because those likes and comments keep you visible. They keep you engaged with the prospect or the customer. And as soon as you stop doing them, you will start to vanish within a few days. So it's really important that you keep that engagement level high and use the likes and comments to build that relationship, that two-way relationship. Friend request, thank you, like it and comment, continue to like and comment, and then strike up a conversation. Say, you could just ask an honest question. Hi, I know, Cindy. we were friends from what have you. Can I ask you a question about your business? Do you have a minute? Just a key question, really low key. And don't think about it like you have to blast them with loads of information. Keep it as a two-way conversation. That's absolutely fine. Keep it light. And if they don't want to talk about it, that's fine. You just leave them be. Don't try and push it. It's about the relationship. People buy from people. And you'd be surprised how many sales you will make by just investing in developing relationships. Now, you want to have those conversations, you want to do that, but you want to have the relationship, the level of relationship where that person actually believes it's worth their time to respond to you. So easy to ignore people now. It's so easy. So I'd encourage you to follow this process. So now, how do we find our customers on Facebook? Because you can't just search them out and kind of randomly friend request people. We can't do that. That would be really strange. So what we're going to do, I'll just pull up Facebook again. So on Facebook, Facebook has obviously your friends, and when you're friends with people, they show up in the feed. Oh, there's me. I'll give me a like. You can't just show up and do this in the on random strangers. So what you're going to do is LinkedIn has various communities on their platform. Sorry, LinkedIn. Facebook has various communities known as groups. So depending on which groups or which people you're interested in. So let's say, for an example, I'm into architects. I can write architect in the search and then filter for groups. So if my customers are architects, I can find, here we go, there's an architects, interior designers and contractors group. So I could join this group very easily. Just go to the group and I'll look here and there will be some rules. Somewhere in here, there will be rules. There's lots of people in here, not just from India, even though the group's in India. But generally speaking, the rules of groups are that you can't overtly promote your business. So why are you joining the group? You're joining the group to build relationships. You're joining the group to build relationships with people that you can help. You're joining the group to build relationships with people who are active in the community. So you can see this is our group, the Social Selling Accelerator, and you can see there's lots of things happening in here. And I can ask people questions, manage the group. I can ask people questions, people's asking questions. And so this person's asking a question, so I can answer his question. I can engage with him. And the idea being is that you're working to build relationships with people in groups who are the people you could potentially do business with. And then you use the 7 steps, interact with what they're doing on the group, be part of the community, add to the conversations in the groups. Don't just use it for your own purpose, be part of that community. When you're part of that community, I'm not talking about lots of effort here. It might be that you spend 15, 20 minutes each day just seeing what's going on in each group and making a commitment to join 4 or 5 groups and visit one each day. Might be that, something like that. So that's what you're aiming to do. You're aiming to go into these groups, interact with people, build the relationships, friend request them. Once you've had an interaction with them, two-way interaction, and build up your own network. Build up your own network of Facebook friends that you can communicate with. They can share your posts, they can see your posts, and you're building a group of contacts. It is that simple. So remember, if you're going to join the groups, you can't hard promote. You can ask questions, you can respond to other people's questions, but you can't like just say, here's my website, go buy from me or anything like that. So you need to earn your stripes by participating in the groups. Anybody who interacts with you, drop them a friend request. and say, I hope you're open to connecting. Obviously, if they're not the right person to connect with, it's probably not worth connecting with them or friend requesting them, but people buy from people. So it's very, very important that you invest time in building relationships. So just to recap, number one activity, optimize your profile, tidy up the header, organize your visuals, your profile picture, your description. Number two, create your friends list so you can separate out the different people. Number three, start creating content. Use the content sandwich to share things that might be relevant. Remember to use the pain points of your service as part of your post too. Then we go to the 7 steps, which is number 4. Use the likes and comments on their posts to interact, to build the relationships, to build that sense of two-way relationship. Then we go to groups, which is number 5. Join the groups where your customers are. So if I'm looking for welders, I don't know whether there is a welders group, but I thought I'd look for it just to see what happens. Welders of Welders, the welding group, UK welding and fabrication enthusiasts, the welding community. There's loads of welders. You could probably find a plumbing community. I bet there'll be a printing community. There'll be everything. Some very, very specific plumbing and heating, HVAC. There's loads. UK Plumbers and Builders group. There's tons of groups. And the idea is not to kind of go in there and blast people with, look how wonderful you are. It's to become a member of that community by being active, posting, engaging, providing support. If people are stuck with something, can you give some tips and advice? It's being very, very active. You can earn a lot of money by just doing business through Facebook. I know some people on Facebook who focus solely on Facebook and are backed up with work. Generally speaking, it's more smaller businesses on Facebook. However, when you get to the professions, so I'm just going to do this one. So there's a becoming a barristers help group. Yeah, there's barristers and clerks group. There's loads of different barristers. You know, I bet there'll be a solicitors group as well. So there are people. If I could sell solicitor. There are solicitors groups as well. Family law problems for the UK. UK Solicitors Network. So there are tons of different legal groups. I bet you'll find marketing managers. Oh, there is. I'm already in one. So the marketing managers group, 973. So there are loads of groups you can join. You just have to think, where are my customers? If you're looking for small business groups with small business owners, perhaps you're an accountant, you can find small business groups just by searching business owners, even down to, for an example, I can put in Oxford groups. There's an Oxford Business Network. Really, really simple. Oxford Business Network. So the Oxford community, Oxford Buy and Sell Group, Jobs Oxfordshire. There's tons and tons of different groups, Oxfordshire Business Networking, that you can join. So really worthwhile you joining those groups, become part of those groups, become part of those communities, actively contribute, post in there, no promotional, contribute to the discussions and people's questions that have been answered, get involved and friend request people, and use the 7 steps to build those relationships. If there's people in that group that you really want to build relationships with, make sure you show up and support their posts and engage with them and interact with them. so that they see the relationship, they believe in the relationship, they have awareness, relationship, and belief in you, so that when you decide to start a conversation, they'll give you the courtesy of listening to you or replying. Whereas what lots of people are doing on social media these days is going, I want to sell, I'll go and find people, I'll friend request them, I'll connect with them, and then I'll tell them how they should buy from me. Does not work. Does not work. Other times people will friend request you, you connect with them, and you will get what it looks like a very inauthentic conversation. How are you? Good, thanks. How's business? It's very kind of robotic. If you do the work, put the time in, you'll actually have meaningful relationships. If you invest in those communities, you will end up in a situation whereby people want to help you. People will recommend you. You'll build a group of people who believe in you and will want to see you do well. So it's worthwhile investing in these groups. So optimize the profile, sort your friends list out, start posting content, join the groups, use the 7 steps, get to know people. But remember, in groups, you cannot overtly promote unless there is somewhere in their rules where they say you can overtly promote. And to be honest with you, most of the Facebook groups that allow you to overtly promote are swamped. You actually want to be part of the groups where they ban promotion. You want to be part of those because there's more value there, there's more benefit for you. So I would actively encourage you to find the groups where there are rules about promoting. Yes, it will mean you have to work harder, but the relationships will be more meaningful. And the more meaningful relationships, the better. So do we have any questions on what we've looked at tonight? Would anybody like me to look through anything? Just whilst you're typing your questions in the chat here, I've pasted a couple of times a link. That link is to a little book you can download, and maybe I'll preview it for you. You can have a look and read it. But it's basically how to grow your Facebook page. So your business Facebook page. You can access it for yourself, but it's very, very simple book. And there's an intro. The ABC method is really, really important. And this is important really for anything you do on Facebook or social media. So the first thing I want to share with you on this is, just if you've got questions, put them in the chat. You need to understand your ideal client. Who is this for? Who's your product? Who's the product or service for? Who do I help? Who are they? In other words, who's your customer? What's the outcome or your product or the result your product or service delivers? And how does that do it? How does it do it? So there's an example here. We help dentists create steady stream of clients through online advertising. Very, very simple. So what's the result people want? And then you literally create posts. Very simple strategy. Write a post targeting those people, article, a little news information, and you boost it. And then everybody who likes it, you invite to your page. It's a very simple process. Very simple process. And you can download the book. It's like really simple. There's a few tutorials in there. It's a completely free book. You can go get it yourself. Just download it from the link. And you can use that as a resource to help you effectively grow your Facebook page. It's slow, but it means you're building your Facebook page with the targeted audience that you want. Some people go nuts saying we need to promote our page. And what happens is they grow this page with loads of likes. And then as soon as they post, it's all gone again. What you want to do is post. So if you help plumbers, right, write all your posts about plumbing, interesting stuff about plumbing, promote them to people, plumbers, and then everybody who engages with it, ask them to follow the page. You can do that. It's a button. I wonder if I can do it on my Facebook. There's a button on every post that you can use. So if I go onto my notifications, find somebody who's liked one of our pages, see if I can find one. Oh, I have to switch pages. It's really annoying this. Bear with me. So somebody's liked this page here. Oh, he's already following the page. So when you go to your likes on your page, there's an invite, and you can invite your own people to follow your page. It's a really useful way of doing it. Now I have to switch back to me. Would help if I had different profile pictures. But that's the key to doing it. So it's a very simple book. You can go download it. It's free. The link's in the chat. Any questions on tonight's session? Anybody got any questions? So I've seen this done very, very simply. I've seen people go onto Facebook, do this, implement it, have a load of conversations, and inside a month, they've got real serious business conversations. And as you can see here, David Faulkner, who is a member of Maverick, has liked the post about Team Maverick because I posted it just to Team Maverick. So that's how you use the lists. Does anybody have any questions for me? No? It's a very simple strategy, really. It's not rocket science. The key is using the platform to build relationships. That's it. You do that, it works. It just works. No questions? Wow. Very quiet now. I think it's half term. So I'm going to ask you to do something for me now. If you've had some value from this session, I would love you to check out Oxlep's page. I would also ask you, I'll put it in the chat, if you are looking for funding and support and your business is based in Oxfordshire, go and visit Oxlep's website. There is loads of support and resources for your business, funding, grants, know-how resources, all sorts of things going on there that you can get access to for free. So they're funded by the EU and government. So yes, they're still funded by EU, but it's really important you get access to all of this and make use of it because they're here impartially to help your business. So if you're in Oxfordshire, you can check out Oxlep. There are other local enterprise partnerships, but this session tonight has been hosted by Oxlep. Go follow their company page so you can find out on LinkedIn. Follow them on Facebook. They've got a Facebook page as well. Here they are. So go check out their page, give them some support because they got loads of support and resources for you. So it's really important that you, there's our post. So go check them out, get the resources, go implement this on Facebook. Come find me Facebook or LinkedIn and let me know how you're getting on. If you've got questions, I'm more than happy to answer them and help you on that. But very importantly, make sure you implement what you've learned because it's delivering results for lots of businesses. And many people don't realize you can sell B2B on Facebook. So no questions. Thank you for watching. Remember to go check out Oxlep. We're back next week with a new session. Go invite some people, check out the links on the website, and we'll be back next week with another session, another topic that'll help you grow your